everyone, Christina here. Welcome to day 22 of the holiday card series. I have to apologize for getting this up a day late. I finished up the card yesterday afternoon and then realized it was dark outside, so I wasn't able to take photographs of the card, and so it really bummed me out, but that did give me a little more time to edit the video and also say hello to you on camera, so here we are. Today's card actually does not use any stamps or dies. This is purely a from scratch card. I sketched out the idea and then watercolor painted it. In fact, this card idea came to me last summer when I was working on my Simply Watercolor class, which is all just watercolor painting. There's no stamps or dies in that class. And this design came to me and I'm like, oh, this is so good. I'm going to save it for Christmas. I'm going to save it for the holiday card series. So if you've taken Simply Watercolor, this might be a little bit similar to a card you saw in class. It's just stepped up a little bit, so it should be pretty similar to what you've seen. And if you want to take that class, I'll have links down below. It's a great time to take a class like this because you can come up with holiday ideas and just watercolor paint your holiday cards. Super fast and easy. You don't need any extra supplies, just your watercolor paints and some watercolor paper, and you're golden. Anyway, let's get into the card. I hope you guys enjoy. I'm starting out with my watercolor paper today, which is Fabriano Extra White hot pressed watercolor paper, and I'm doing the hot pressed version today because I just wanted to have it be more flat. I didn't want a whole lot of texture on my design, and so I thought I would try this hot press paper today. This is the first time I've tried the Fabriano Extra White hot press, and spoiler alert, I really loved it. It was really great. Now I wanted to have a really thick border around the outer edge of my design, so I decided to utilize the blue painter's tape, and since it's about 1 inch wide, I put that right up to the edge of the watercolor paper, and then I put more painter's tape around the edge so that I actually taped it down to the hardboard. So the first thing I did was sketch out my design. So my idea was to have a terracotta pot near the bottom of the card, and then have this cactus plant coming out, and then Christmas twinkly lights wrapped around the cactus, and a banner across the center area that says Merry Cactmas. I just thought that'd be really cute. So I'm sketching on my design, making sure I have all those twinkly lights on there as well, because I'm going to use some masking fluid on the twinkly lights before I get to the painting. There's going to be a lot of color everywhere in the center area right around those lights. So in order to preserve the white color underneath, I'm going to put some masking fluid on top. So I'm just using some drawing gum and a paintbrush that has a little bit of hand soap on it. You just put a little bit of hand soap on the brush, get it wet, and then when you use the drawing gum, it won't stick to the brush and ruin your brush. So you want the drawing gum or the masking fluid, if you're using another brand, to be completely dry before you go in to paint your picture. So I'm going to start painting and kind of avoid the areas of the drawing gum, and by the time I get to those areas, the drawing gum should be dry. So I started out painting the terracotta pot and then going on to the banner. By the way, the paints I'm using today are from Magello. This is their Mission Gold paints. And I'm going to turn on some music so you can enjoy the painting process. I didn't do anything really complicated. It's just a lot of flat color. I did have a little bit of some darker areas on the cactus, but very simple painting altogether. After the watercolor painting was finished and I made sure it was completely dry, I removed the drawing gum or the masking fluid. And you want to wait till everything's completely dry before you even try to take any of this off, because otherwise it could tear your paper. So just make sure everything's dry and then you're good to go. So I did use a Xyron adhesive eraser to help me pull the drawing gum off, but you could also just rub your fingertips over each one of those little areas and it peels up the drawing gum. So it's super easy to take this off, and then it leaves behind those white Christmas lights. So now I took a very thin black marker. This is actually a set of markers I got on Amazon a while back and have never used it until today. So it's kind of fun to break these out. But this is a very, very fine tipped marker. And I went over those penciled lines from the twinkly lights that I added when I sketched my design. I also went over each one of those twinkly lights just to define the shape, but I didn't want to add too many more black lines to this design. For the greeting, I used a white gel pen, and this is actually a jelly roll pen. This is the number 8 thickness, and I went over that area really slowly and wrote on the words Merry Cactmas. And before I actually went on to the card, I did kind of practice writing it out on a separate piece of paper and kind of determine the sizing of the letters that I needed. And this was about the size that I went with. So before you go on to your final project, you might want to practice the letters. So my design's almost done here. I decided to add some polka dots to that pale green area on the outer edge, and it doesn't really show too much. It's really, really subtle. Probably could have skipped this step, but once I started adding the polka dots, I kept going. And I just used a Posca paint pen for that. This is the extra fine tip on that paint pen. When I peeled off the blue painter's tape, I made sure to fold back the tape completely on itself to help prevent it from tearing my watercolor paper, and that worked out great. As far as the card base goes, I'm making it out of some Neenah Classic Crest Solar White 110-pound cardstock, and I cut that to be 10 inches wide by 7 inches tall, so that when I score it at 5 inches, it creates a finished card size of 5 by 7. I added some Tombow extreme adhesive around the edges of the card front and also the center, and then pressed my watercolor piece down onto the front of my card. So the card's pretty much finished. I'm just going to put my initials down here in the corner since it is an original design. And that is the complete card. I'm going to give you a little close-up on that so you can see all of the detail. I really love how this card turned out. I think it turned out really, really nice. I hope you guys love how that card turned out. I absolutely love it. I want to paint 5 more of them. I think I just might. Before you guys head out, I've got 2 more videos for you to check out. They are the day 21 videos for, day 22 videos for the years 2017 and 2016. And if you want to see the day 22 videos for all the years past, I'll have those listed down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you guys on Monday for day 23. We are nearing the end of the holiday card series.